I'm speaking with Dr. Saeed Agari, who was in the Gaza Strip, and will talk to us about what he saw. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
When did you go to the Gaza Strip?
We went with an international delegation March 1st of year 2009.
And you're a doctor. I want to go right into the question of hospitals. It's been alleged that the Israeli Defense Forces attacked hospitals in the Gaza Strip in the war in December or January. Did that happen?
It had happened. We saw damages on the exterior of the buildings of some hospitals in Gaza, and also we witnessed the ambulances being completely damaged and completely ruined, and they have kept them in front of the hospital as a memorial for all the witnesses internationally.
Let's get specific. Which hospitals did you see that were damaged?
There was an international Red Cross hospital in Gaza City, and also we saw some other damages in pretty much everywhere we saw in the Rafah and also the Gaza City. And the ambulances we noticed in front of the hospital, because they brought them in, it was in front of the Shafa hospital, as well as University of Gaza, which was tremendously damaged.
And what about Rafah?
Rafah also, the attacks happens more than other places because Rafah is a border city, and because of the evidence of the tunnels over there, there are more bombings over there.
Let's go back a little now, personal background about you. You're a physician here in Connecticut?
Yes, I am an emergency, board-certified emergency physician practicing in the state of Connecticut.
And why did you go over to Gaza?
As a humanitarian, as an international physician, feeling obliged to help my brothers and sisters around the world, I felt like I needed to go there for two purposes. Number one, to witness with my own eyes, to believe what I had heard, and number two, to help as much as I can as a human being.
Now you mentioned you went as part of a delegation. Who was, or what group was involved with this delegation?
We consisted of journalists, photographers, filmmakers, opera singers, doctors, social workers, volunteers, from all walks of life, actually.
You know, a lot of these delegations have great difficulty. Galloway's group was allowed in only for 24 hours. Did you have difficulty getting into the Gaza Strip?
Yes, the difficulties started from, the capital of Egypt. We started from Cairo, having problems, being followed by the Egyptian military, as well as at the border of the Rafah. We had to stay there and protest for days and nights, and we had to tent over there and stay in tent without, electricity and water. To feel first.
So this is the Rafah, Egypt, which is next to the Rafah Gaza Strip?
Yes. Yeah, in Rafah, Egypt, that border which has been closed for many, many months without any explanation, and even the ambulances had a hard time to pass back and forth through. Then we stayed there for several days and nights protesting, and fortunately we were backed up by the George Galloway convoy. They entered after us, but we entered the Gaza before them.
So you got in, and who guided you around Gaza?
Oh, when we got in, we were welcomed by the Palestinian volunteers of all kinds of life. From Minister of Health to the Chief of University to Mayor of Rafah. Everyone greeted us. And we had, fortunately, we had transportation provided with the Palestinians, along with people that they were translating for us. And we were extremely well, observed over there.
So you went in about 5 weeks after the end of the attack on Gaza. Could you describe some of the destruction?
True. It's beyond description by words and even by sight. You have to feel it. We still were able to smell the dust and also the aroma of the explosives. It looked like the movies that we had seen in the World War II, like tremendous bombing everywhere by tanks, helicopters, and you name it. The amount of destruction we noticed is beyond belief in an area that is the most densely populated area of the world, and with people that they have no army to defend them. As locals told us, 50,000 homes have been demolished. Roads, hospitals, clinics, markets, most kind of training institutions, universities, even animals.
Where do you mean animals?
They shot horses, and horses are means of life for Palestinians because they use them to pull carts. They don't have money to buy pickup vans, and that's means of transportation of people plus food for them. They even shot horses.
Were you able to speak to families or people in families that suffered casualties?
Many. Some of the famous ones that they have been known worldwide because of their pictures being shown all over the world, plus many other unknown ones, which I prefer to see the unknown ones because they are the ones that they needed to be heard. We saw vast majority of land being completely ruined because Gaza Strip is a beautiful land full of olive orchard and gardens, and it's a fertile land for growing all kinds of fruits and vegetables. But the olive orchards that we saw over there, they were completely burnt. From the witnesses we heard about the experts, 3,500 small factories out of 3,700 has been completely demolished and out of production. And that's why the unemployment is so high in Gaza at this moment. They can't grow food anymore. And from what we heard from the families, they can't get meat to eat for the past 2 years, which means that it's a source of protein for them, and majority of them are suffering from anemia and malnutrition because of that.
Now, I understand you brought supplies with you to Gaza, your delegation. What kind of things were brought in?
We brought in mainly because we were a small delegation. We brought in water purifying systems. The reason is Gaza's water is not clean anymore, and majority of people are drinking polluted water out of choice. And because of that, they can obtain all kinds of variety of intestinal diseases, and that adds up to their nutritional problems as well. Then we try to bring some water purifying systems for clinics and hospitals mainly.
And that was allowed through this material?
You know, with inspection and difficulty, but that did not solve much problem because the units we brought in, they were smaller than the sizes that they really need and can use. But our idea was something is better than nothing.
Now, there's obviously a blockade and a siege of the Gaza Strip. The Israelis are not allowing things in. What about the tunnels? I understand you had some experience with these tunnels.